Hello everyone, my name is Kofi Comics and welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed and thank everyone who has taken the time to watch the full episode of my brand new original story motion comic book called Shape. So what is Shape? Shape is a story based on events after the Holy War in heaven. And if you think, oh, he's a Christian. Yes, I am. Let's just get that out of the way. But if you give me the time to hear me out, I think you might be able to find some form of relation to my story Shape. Shape begins about 1,000 Earth years after the war. The supreme being, known as the Eternal, has created a new race of celestial knights, known as the Aegeans. They are to protect the universe from the beset and help maintain the growth of the universe. I created this story due to the enjoyment of being a Christian, but also I tend to see the same type of stories and it's just become overused. Superheroes fighting in 616 universes with all the same conclusions, or people being demon possessed and having superpowers, then being overtaken by that power that they thought they could control until the power of friendship comes and saves them. And I'm not saying that these are not interesting, but they're just overused. It's not fresh, and personally I don't find it exciting anymore. You see, I'm an 80s baby. I loved cartoons as much as the comics, but the cartoons I loved, and I miss a lot of them, such as Mask, Jason the Wood Warriors, Starcom, Galaxy Rangers, the original Transformers, Kissy Fur, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, Visionaries, Bionic 6, and Thundercats. In these stories, everyone is able to be strong and be able to fight against some of the baddest enemies. It's not just the main character having all the screen time and self-gratifying himself, and then the rest of the story has very little on teamwork or team effort. Instead, it's the rest of the team trying to find the main character just so that he can go and fight the main bad guy. It's just the same old stuff. One of the things I've never seemed to have understood is that why does the main character always have to save his friends? One Piece, Luffy has to save his friends. Bleach, Ichigo has to save his friends. Dragon Ball Z, Goku has to save the universe. My story Shape, and the many other stories I will bring to this YouTube channel, will be about everyone else just as much as the main character having to save the day. Because I think it'll be nice just to see as much of the main character grow and see as much as the other characters as well. I know they do that in today's stories, but there's so much emphasis on the main character. I get it, they're the main character, of course you want to show them a lot. But Sanji in One Piece feels like he's actually decreasing instead of increasing. Like Kenpachi in Bleach, probably one of the best characters I've ever seen, and I still feel like I haven't seen enough of him. I wanted to see what more Gin could do in Bleach, and I get it. Again, they gotta emphasize on the main character because that's what they're trying to sell. I get it, but it just seems to be overused. I mean, there are people out there listening to this video and they've probably watched a lot more animes than me, but with those animes that you've been watching, how much do they emphasize on the main character? And how much do you see of the other characters? I don't just mean their background story. I plan to show as much as I can of the other characters as well as the main character and give them good amount of screen time for everyone to enjoy. And I do understand that usually it's down to how people feel, about a character. Shape and my many other stories will be about everyone else just as much as the main character. And let me just make it clear, this is not a manga. I know there's a lot of indie guys doing a lot of mangas and some of the stuff is really amazing, but I don't want to do another manga. I'm not saying I don't like mangas, it's just like the main characters is oversaturated and I don't really want to get into that category. So if I just make this clear, this is not a manga. I'm British. I can't call mine a manga. I understand what manga means, but I don't really want to call mine a manga. So I'll just call it a motion comic book for now, because that's what it truly is, a motion comic book. I plan to release episodes every 2 weeks. So the next episode will be on the 15th of July. In between that, I'll be releasing other videos on different subjects, as well as YouTube shorts, which I hope you guys have been seeing, to help build and emphasize on the lore of the story. Like those Dokumu cards, whatever they're called, that Eric July does, but they're on YouTube shorts. That way you lot can fully grasp and hopefully understand what the story of Shape is, because it is an original story. Just to let you know, everything you see on that motion comic book was drawn, inked, shaded, colored, edited, all done by me. It's just me. There's no one else. I don't have a team. I don't have an office where I've got thousands of people working for me animating this whole thing. It's just me on my own. So just bear in mind, not everything's going to be perfect. Things will improve over time, but in the meantime, my plan is just to do things on my own. Hopefully I can gain some funding, and then from there, bring more people into the fold so I can produce more episodes for you guys. But I've all got it planned in my head about what's going to happen next, what you guys are going to be seeing next from me, and the expansion of the lore of this universe. So I really hope you guys stay to enjoy. I really hope you guys give your comments about how you feel about the comic. Let me know if you're wondering why some of the voices in the very beginning sound the same. It's because I'm using AI voices. I don't have no funding, no money behind this. I've only got I can only use what I've got and what's available to me. So I use AI voices to make the characters come alive. And I'm very grateful for 11 Labs, because their website is amazing. At the moment, it's very limited on what voices are available. So I have to sparingly figure out which voices I can and can't use for the meantime, because the story is expanding. I'm hoping that once I gain some funding, I can then hire some actors, and then I don't have to use AI voices. But in the meantime, using 11 Labs has been great, and I'm really glad it's there. Anyway, I'm not making this into a long video. I thought I'd just introduce myself. While you're listening, you've been watching me draw some of the characters that are going to be in the story. Also, just before I end it, just to let you know, if anyone has a design of a character they want in the story, just send it to me and I'll put it in the story. In fact, some of the characters you'll see over in the next couple of episodes and the ones to come, they actually belong to different people. Because I want to make this more of an interactive sort of motion comic book, where what you'll see is your own very character fully interacted and fully integrated into the story. Not just a one-off, but I mean full on in the episodes, and to continue to be in it. I don't think this has been done as often. I know there's been competitions of having your characters in a story, but sometimes the characters, they come and then they go. In this story of Shape, my full focus is to keep your character in there and to keep them flowing throughout the whole of the story. So if you got an idea for a character, hit me up, let me know, and we can talk about putting your character in there. And I can promise you, whatever type of character you have, I promise you that character will fit in somewhere. But thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the 15th.